Today, I'm going to be talking about the epidemic of hookup culture. First, I'm going to give you a little introduction to hookup culture in America. Hookup culture is a relatively new phenomenon that has been thoroughly integrated into what the college experience in the United States is like. It is the term for the growing frequency of casual sexual interaction that plagues the youth culture. However, different subgroups of students have their own unique interpretations of hookup culture and what it means to them. Hookup culture arrived into college lives during the 1900s with a change in how college was viewed by young adults. Many sources believe that this is due to the fraternities becoming glamorized during the 1920s. As feminism and industrialization started spreading across America, hookup culture also slowly increased. As cars were built, people had more access to one another, and this trend continued. With the Industrial Revolution came social areas and events, such as the movie theater. This was a great opportunity for people to meet and hook up casually. Next, we're going to be talking about hookup culture from an international perspective. Today, experiences of hookup culture have become a dominant part of what students expect to have when they enter college. However, when international students come to study here in America, they are shocked by the abundance of hookup culture in American college. Many studies involving international students show that values and expectations from other cultures are significantly different from the US college experience. They also describe casual hookups as difficult to evade due to the peer pressure surrounding it. It is found that these casual hookups provide a way for them to communicate with their peers with the stories of their current hookup experiences, which allows them to have more social freedoms. The discrepancies between the acceptance of hookup culture varies not only in region, but also in gender. It was found that males are typically comfortable with most actions that take place during these casual hookups, while women were not. Males tend to be more open to partners, while females are more reluctant to mate because of the low reproductive rate and the cost of mating with a partner that would not be around during the long period of time it would take for a child to mature. However, even though this lack of acceptance seemed to be a constant across women, women also believed that other female peers were very comfortable with hookups, which led to their internal aversion to these behaviors. Because women overestimate how comfortable their same-sex peers are in participating in hookup culture, they continue to join in and promote this lifestyle on college campuses in the US. Women also believed in a greater chance of forming an actual relationship, whereas men did not. This is backed up by evolutionary psychology because women want to pursue a monogamous relationship while men are more likely only looking for a singular hookup event. Aside from region and gender discrepancies, there are also a lot of social factors that affect the acceptance of hookup culture. It was found that if a student was familiar with their hookup partner prior to the event and they stated that they felt positive after the hookup, it was a great indicator of interest in the partner after this event. This was true no matter what sexual encounter occurred. Same sex, opposite sex, it didn't matter. There were still considerable differences in the amount of enjoyment actually experienced between each subgroup. Having a positive outlook on a hookup also led to a greater chance of hookups between men and women who had an opposite sex partner. When in a date setting, including lots of different factors such as who paid, who initiated it, etc., there are less sexual encounters than in a casual hookup setting. The numbers still surpasses previous studies, which shows that hookup culture is spreading from the youth outward. If it is affecting more than just the youth, we know this is a bigger problem than it may seem on the surface. We then have to ask ourselves the question, is hookup culture all in our heads? There are studies to show that while college students report feeling controlled by today's hookup culture, the numbers behind how many hookups on average undergrad college students participated in are not very high. This proposes the idea that although hookup culture is present and the dominating sexual script on college campuses, it may be much more in students' heads than they think. Students are under the impression that everyone is hooking up, causing this to be everyone's perceptual reality, when in general, people are not hooking up all that much. Whether hookup culture is in our heads or not, it's still affecting people's health. As we become more exposed to the media, we are more exposed to sex and sexuality. The health risks that come with hookup culture range from mental illness to physical ailments. Mentally, it seems to have a negative effect, causing depression and loneliness. And physically, it can pose the risk of STDs, STIs, and other sexual health related issues.